Hey, Hunkler coming at you here, and today we got a couple things to talk about. So, first thing, you guys are probably all wondering where I've been. Work, as usual. Getting busy. Summertime, you know how it is. So, this week and next week, we got quite a few videos for you guys coming up. Probably by the end of next week, you guys will probably be sick of seeing me. But, yeah, so first thing we're going to talk about today is how we have a new ride. As you could tell behind me here, the van is gonzo. And if any of you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, all that kind of thing, description, links to all that stuff will be in the description below. You notice that the van is gone. Well, if you follow me on all that social media, you know that I sold the van. And last time we talked was in March, and it is now July. Yeah, so it's been that long. So I saved up all winter, and we got ourselves a new ride, which we are going to go ahead and show you guys here in a little bit. But the first thing I wanted to talk about today was we got quite a few videos coming up. So today we're going to do the review and test drive of the new ride. I have a couple of mods to unbox for you guys, so that's going to be coming up this week. We also have to do a review and test drive of the Intrepid, as well as a review and test drive of the new truck my grandpa bought. So those will be coming up for you guys. And then next week we are going back to Ashland to see my parents and Cody. You guys will get to meet him, as you guys saw in the second video I did when I did the shout out. So we'll have that coming up for you guys as well. So, and all the shenanigans we get into, so you guys will love some of that stuff. But I wanted to tell you guys how much I appreciate all the love and support, all the comments and all this. Why, where you been, this and that, you know, it's really nice to see you guys care. Thank you for the couple subscribers we've gotten and the couple likes we've gotten on the past couple videos. I appreciate it, it helps very much. And so, if you guys do follow me on all that social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, you have already seen the pictures I posted of our new ride. But we're going to show you guys here in a second what it is. So, yeah. Link will be in the description for all of the social media aspects of everything. And so, today what we're going to do is I'm going to unveil the new vehicle, and then we're going to go ahead and do an in-depth review, as well as a test drive. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras, and then we're going to go ahead. First thing we're going to do is unveil the new vehicle, and then we're going to go ahead, I'm going to switch cameras out, and then we're going to do the review. So if you guys give me just a second, we'll go ahead, flip the camera around, show you the new truck. So, we go. Here it is. This is our new ride. This is our 2000 GMC Yukon SLE 4-wheel drive. It only has 131,000 miles, which you guys will get to see in the next part of this video. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys a quick walk around. And then we can do the review. So it is a little rusty, of course. We are in the UP of Michigan, so all the salt that they spread on the roads, not too big of a surprise to see. And I'm going to go ahead and give more in-depth looks at this here in a minute for you guys to see and enjoy. And then we'll also have a test drive aspect of this video of the Yukon as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys give me just a minute, I'm going to go ahead and switch cameras. And we'll go ahead and do the review and test drive. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, this is our new ride. This is our new 2000 GMC Yukon SLE 4-wheel drive. It is a little rusty, which you guys will get to see here in a little bit. It is extremely low miles though for the year. It's only got 131,000 miles on it, which you guys will get to see here in a little bit as we go on with the review. This thing has got some options that I didn't think I'd care for, and I'll point them out as we go along. And I'm going to try to point out some mods that we're going to do for you guys. First thing, as you know, we're going to put a light bar on there, which I already ordered. We're going to do an unboxing video of that later. But first thing is first, let's go ahead and carry on with our review. Now, like I said, before we switch cameras, we're going to do an in-depth review, look at this today. We're going to fire it up, show you guys under the hood, go over some of the performance data, get an exhaust clip, as well as show you some of the unique features on the exterior as well as interior, and point out some mods we're going to do along the way. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. Now, back in 2000, unlike today, most of the, actually none of these actually came with factory remote start, but the guy I went ahead and bought it from actually went ahead and did aftermarket remote start. So we'll go ahead and get that fired up for you guys right now. And as you guys heard, the little shing, I think that is the starter. We're going to have to look at that when we go back to Ashland. We'll have my father take a look at it for us. We'll get it up on a lift and take a look and get an underneath side video for you guys as well. But this thing only has 131,000 miles on it, so that's what really made me go after and do it. So let's go ahead, show you guys under the hood and get the review started, shall we? Alright guys, so like I mentioned, here's a shot under the hood. This thing is powered by the old 5.3 liter Vortec V8 engine, making 283 horsepower and 310 foot-pounds of torque. Now, given today that my mom's 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 in her 2011 Dodge Grand Caravan makes about that same amount of horsepower and torque, I would give him the fact that her van makes the same amount of horsepower and torque. This engine is a little outdated, but you know what? Hey, it gets the job done for me. Now, most old GMs like this are powered by this standard 5.3 liter V8. Most of these are higher mileage, as most people will tell you, most GM people will tell you these things run forever, as long as you take care of them. They'll go forever. We got a new battery in this thing, which is nice. We got a new master cylinder in there. I believe he said he put a new K&N filter inside there, so that's kind of nice. This thing does have passings, nice newer AC pump. I think it's used, but it's newer anyway. Right down here is where the passenger, the back seat AC pump should be, but he took it out because it wasn't working right. So it doesn't matter. Nobody rides back there with me anyway, unless we go to Ashland, which we're doing next week. But that's a little shot under the hood for you guys. We'll get out an exhaust clip here in a little bit. Now, this is the first year for this new body style. It isn't my favorite of all time, but you know what? It is a lot nicer than the Suburban I had. Even with that chrome grille. You guys, the one thing we're going to point out to you is I don't like this black insert on the grille. So we're going to go ahead and change that. I bought some chrome paint. We're going to go ahead and paint that and put a bullet insert in there. You got halogen projector beam headlights. They are automatic on all the time when the key is on and the vehicle's running. Got the front license plate bracket down there. Got some factory front tow hooks going on down here. As well as, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's kind of dark down there, but this thing does have factory fogs. They are broken, unfortunately, but we'll go ahead and get them fixed. Come on over here to the side. We got the standard 16-inch GMC factory wheels. They are a 6-bolt pattern, which I like. They are wrapped in a, I don't know exactly what size this is, but I know it is a little bit too big for what is actually recommended for this thing. They are a 265 75 R16. They are a Firestone Destination all-terrain tire. So far, I really like them. I've put about 1,000 miles on this thing already. Like I mentioned, it's got some rust, which, you know, being in the UP, you would expect that. But it's actually not all that bad. One factory option this truck has that I didn't think I would like when I first bought it is the factory running boards, which this thing has. I didn't think I would like them so much, but so far I'm in love with them. Coming around to the back side here, we'll get an exhaust clip for you guys here in a second. Coming around to the back side here, we got the barn doors. Now, GM did continue to make the barn doors until 2005. But they are so hard and so rare to find that I was happy to have them. The barn doors I had on the Suburban, I absolutely fell in love with them. So I had to have them on the new one too. We'll go ahead and open it up in the back here in a minute after we get a performance clip for you guys. But it does not have the third row seat, which is something I didn't want anyway. Which is kind of nice. So it has a ton of cargo space back there. But first things first, let's go ahead and get a performance clip for you guys. Let me get that set up. Oh, she got a wonderful sounding 5.3 engine. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start in the back here. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. This thing is a mess in the back. But you guys will get the gist. This thing has a ton of cargo room in the back. As you can see here, I got a ton of shit in the back of this thing. I got the bottle returns to do, so I had to do them before work today. But we got a ton of crap in here, which tells you this thing holds a lot. Also, down here, like I mentioned, you guys will see on our little sticker here in a second, this thing does actually have the factory tow package, which is the heavy duty towing package, which was a couple $100 option, I believe. We'll take a look on a window sticker here in a minute. But this gives you the class 3 receiver hitch, along with the 7-pin wiring, which I bought an adapter for to go to the 4-pin wiring already. And it gives you the trans cooler, which is up behind the grill, which is kind of nice. Not that I do a hell of a lot of towing, but we'll probably tow a trailer or two, probably. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our back seat. This thing has the two-tone gray interior, which I like. It has the 60/40 split rear seat, which is nice. It gives you a ton more cargo room. My aunt and I went down to Green Bay. I had these folded down because we went rummage sailing. One of her cousins got married, so we went down for her little party down there. And we had these folded down. This thing worked out so slick, it was amazing. I loved it. So, but because we're going back to Ashland, we're going to go see some races, so we got to keep them folded up for our trip. But these are 60/40 split. Now, I am going to show you guys something that, one thing I don't like. Go ahead and fold that up there for you. Oh, cup holders are in the way. Doggone it. Rid of that. There. Fold that up. You guys could tell we got the jack and stuff for storage. I already went ahead and bought a normal lightweight aluminum jack from a rummage sale. So, the thing you guys will notice here, and I'm going to point it out to you. You see this here, little thing right here? This is what keeps tension on the seat, so the top half of the seat will fold down. But over here, as you can see, the yellow tab is gone. Therefore, this is a pain in the butt to fold. My uncle showed me a trick. Unfortunately, I really wasn't paying attention. He stuck his hand up in there, but I'll fold it down. I'll have to have him show me again. But it does fold. It just takes a little time to get it folded. But overall, it's really a nice back seat. Plenty of room for 3 adults back here, which you guys will probably get to have an example of next week. But that's the back seat side of things. So let's go ahead and talk about the driver's side, the most important side, my side. Okay, so here we have all our main controls. You got your power mirrors, your window lock, all 4. The driver's side window is auto down. You have the power locks. In here you got a nice little cubby hole. And this the old guy told me, the guy that I bought it from, told me this is so I can wire in a trailer brake controller, which I thought was kind of neat. So we have that. If I ever want to install one, we can. It just plugged down here under the dash in here somewhere. Where exactly, I don't know. We'll have to investigate that eventually. You got your nice speaker here. Unfortunately, this is not the Bose sound system like I wanted, but, you know, whatever. It has it. Both the passenger and driver's seat are fully powered automatic. Got your folding capabilities there, your manual reclined, and our tab here for our lumbar support. This also was the first generation Yukon to get the side airbags, which I thought was kind of neat. Over here we have our window controls. Like I mentioned when we first looked at this does, even though it does not have the auto selection, it does have the daytime running lights. But they're on all the time anyway, so I never have to really worry about turning that dial. We also have our dome override. Over here, like I mentioned, this does have factory fog lamps. Unfortunately, they don't work. I'll show you guys later this week what kind of fog lamps we got to replace those. Over here, we got our four-wheel drive controls, which I mentioned in the first part of the video. The other Yukon I looked at, which only had 93,000 miles on it, it wasn't four-wheel drive. Living down in Florida, I can imagine why. But we do have our auto four-wheel drive, which is nice, which is something I wanted. We got that. We got our 2 high, our neutral for when you're towing the vehicle, 4 high and 4 low. They all work stupendously wonderful. Down here, this is a tilting, both up and down driver's wheel. Let's go ahead and climb up in our Yukon. Now, as I mentioned, this thing, go ahead and fire it up here for you guys. Message center telling me that we gotta change the oil, which we're gonna do hopefully this week. I can get in a Fox and show you guys around the dealership. This thing only has 131,922 miles on it. This thing should last me a lifetime. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Got our gauges over there. You got your temp, your engine temperature. You got your oil pressure out there, fuel gauge over here, and the battery voltage. This thing does have a 4-speed automatic transmission with overdrive, as well as the tow haul mode. All you're going to do to activate that is push on the end of the stick there, and a light comes on the dash. Up here, you got yourself an auto-dimming rearview mirror, along with compass and temperature, which is something else I wanted. As I mentioned, this thing has the rear AC and heat controls, as well as your home link system. Also, one option I didn't think I would really like when I first bought this thing is this thing has the power sun and moon roof. Goes up like that, and then one touch to activate the actual sunroof. Holy crap, is that bright. Wow. Alright, it does have that. It is power out, but not power in, which kind of stinks, but hey, it works. Down here, we have our regular AC and heat controls. Everything works as it should, from what I can tell. You got your come in over here, recirculation, actual AC button, and the rear defrost, which is going to be nice in the winter. Up here, I put on my phone holder. Focus. I got my phone holder. Also got the aux cord. You guys are going to see here in a second. Got a cubby going on down here. Now, as I mentioned, when I first started making videos, I'd bought a radio for the van. And I transferred it to this. Now, you're thinking to yourselves, what? This looks just like any old regular stock GM radio. Well, you'd be right. That's the whole idea behind it. But this thing has been upgraded. As you guys can tell over here in the corner, it's got the upgraded aux port. So I can plug my phone in and listen to jams on our way. Also upgraded with the CD holder. This thing works just like any other standard GM radio in the 90s and the early 2000s. You got your presets right there. Your volume right there. You got your tune down here. Seek right there. You got the auto recall and the pre-scan button, as well as your fade balance bass treble. You got your auto tune auto tone over here in the corner, and down below that, you guys can't really see them, but they're there, is to adjust the time on the clock. Over here, you got your eject for the CD player, the AM FM control button, and then to switch between the CD and the aux. I mentioned the holder already. Down here, we got 3 power outlets, which is nice. With all our stuff in. There's supposed to be an ashtray in here, but as you could tell, I just threw my change in there. Down here, we got the factory cassette player, which I won't use because we got the aux. I had that replacement holder, but I couldn't get this damn thing apart. I gotta look up a video on how to do that, and I don't have the correct tools to do it. Down here, we got a nice CD holder, which is nice. Got a couple CDs tucked in there already. Right here, we have cup holders and a nice little change holder, which I have some hand sanitizer in. Down in here, we got our nice deep center console. Believe me, I already tested it. It does hold a regular size, full size, large McDonald's cup, which is awesome. Got the change holder. I think this was originally supposed to be another cigarette lighter, but there's nothing there. There's a nice holder there. The old owner put a hook, which I have a mini pair of scissors hanging onto in case we need them on our travels. But as you guys can tell, this thing is just, got our CDs going on and everything. You guys can tell this thing is just right shape. Super awesome. Alright, so I'm going to shut that off. We'll go for a test drive here in a minute. But the one thing I wanted to show you guys is something that I didn't think you were ever going to be able to find. This thing has the original factory window sticker. How's about that? I don't know why I'm so excited it has the original factory window sticker. As you can see here, this thing's supposed to get 14 in the city, 17 on a highway. When my aunt and I went down to Green Bay, we averaged 19.5 miles per gallon. This thing has a low gear ratio, that's probably why. So we come over here, we can see that the standard vehicle price before options would have been $34,605. I think by today's numbers, you'd be looking at over $60,000. But anyway, we got this marketing option package, the 1SB, which required a minimum purchase of the SLE decor and the cargo doors, which it has. This thing has a grand total of $3,372 worth of options on it. As you guys can tell there, it was $1,000 for the sunroof, $700 option for the 5.3 liter V8 engine. Got the high back bucket seats, which are another $400. You got the side step running boards, which were another $325. You got the rear locking diff, rear heater, the heavy duty towing package. You got the AM stereo cassette and the CD player, which this thing originally came with, but I already changed the factory radio out. You got the nice cast aluminum wheels, which I mentioned. You got the trans cooler, which came with the factory heavy duty towing package. That was another $96. You got the high capacity air cleaner, which was another $25. And then your emissions, your cargo rating, premium smooth ride suspension, which came standard, which is kind of cool. So $3,300 worth of goddamn options, which came to with destination charge, came to a whopping grand total of $38,652. Given today's standards, you'd probably be looking at well over $60K for something like this again. Maybe we'll have to go see one of the guys down at the dealership. Well, that gives you guys a little idea what this thing cost back in the day. The color, by the way, is Storm Gray Metallic. And it has the graphite interior package, which is kind of cool. Kind of gives you the two-tone, the brown over there, as well as below the dash. Which is kind of nice. It's kind of cool. Alright guys, give me a second. We'll go ahead and get set up and we'll take it for a test drive. Give me just a minute. So now, we're going to go ahead and take you guys for a little ride. I have ridden in so many new SUVs and vehicles that just ride like shit. This thing just rides. It's pretty darn nice for being on rough country back roads. Go ahead and jump on here. There we go. Just to give you guys an idea. So, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of videos with this thing. And you guys are going to get to see it. And only, like I showed you guys earlier, it only has 131,000 miles on it, which is so nice. You know? It just makes it totally easy to do upgrades and such with it. Alright. Cross 581, just go ahead and go around the block for you guys. So, also, like I mentioned, we're going to be doing a review and test drive of the Intrepid as well as Gramps' new truck. So that'll be coming up this week. I also got some mods to unbox for you guys. So we'll have a couple of unboxing videos as well this week. And then we're also going to be going back to Ashland next week, so you guys will get to see Cody again. Some of his family. We'll get to watch some races. It'll be good stuff. But we're just going to go ahead and cruise around the old neighborhood here. Even on these somewhat-ish rough roads, it rides really nice. And surprisingly, my parents think I'm crazy because I bought another SUV with a big V8 engine. But surprisingly, this thing gets really surprisingly good gas mileage. Is unbelievable. My aunt and I, like I mentioned, went down to Green Bay. This thing averaged 19.5 miles per gallon. With this big old truck and a V8 engine, that's impressive. Very, very impressive to me to be able to average 19.5 miles per gallon with this big old thing. That is just awesome. Coming around here. So, go ahead and make our way back. So, you guys can go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the new ride. I sure like it. I think we're going to keep it for a while. I ended up buying a new light bar, so you guys will get to see an unboxing video of that. The light bar video, I had made an original sized installation video on a light bar that we had on the van, but between transferring it between my laptop and desktop, it just magically disappeared. And I couldn't find this stupid thing. So you guys, I'll make sure I won't lose the video on how to install a light bar on this. But I appreciate all the likes, comments, everything you guys have done. It's very nice and very much appreciated. Back up our road here. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep it up. We'll continue to push videos out for you guys as much as I possibly can. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button. Comment, subscribe, please. It helps so much. I appreciate it, guys. We'll go ahead and we'll see you in the next video.